Hi, I'm Alex. Today we're going to go through how to load the film for an EB50. Alright, the first step is to put the film up on the film cradle. So we're going to take our film here, just kind of hoist it up there. So that's the top one, and then we do the same thing for the bottom here. Alright, the next step, once we have our film in the cradles, is going to be to center the film. So to do that, is you find a tape measure. Measure the distance between the end of the film and the cradle here. And then we'll go around the back side and do the same thing. And once your measurement's the same on both sides, you know your film's centered. So you're going to take these, slide them in there, and that's what keeps the film in place from walking. Alright, so we have our film roll up here. We know that it's centered. The next step then is to thread the film. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lift the pinch roller up off of the drive roller. So lifting the drive roller creates a gap right here where that's where we're going to put the film to start our film threading. Alright, so after we lifted up the pinch roller, we're going to thread the film between the pinch roller and the drive roller here. And then we're going to go under the dancer bar here. This is the dancer bar. So we're going to make sure we put the film underneath that. And then you'll notice that there are two rollers on the dancer bar. There's an alternate film path for heavy film where you can go over this top, under, then back through. But today in this video, we're just going to show the standard path. So once we're under the dancer bar, we're going to go over these top two rollers right here, the support rollers. Alright, so once we have the film threaded between the pinch roller and the drive roller here, we want to make sure that we bring the pinch roller back down, just slide it through here. And do the same thing on the back side, and then as well with the bottom. Alright, once you have the film hanging in the front, you'll notice it's kind of crooked in the dancer bar. So we want to make sure that when we pull it through, we straighten everything out. Alright, everything looks pretty straight, so now we're going to film thread the bottom. So just like with the top, the first thing we're going to do is lift up the pinch roller off of the drive roller. And then we're going to feed the film between the drive roller and pinch roller here. And then once I have enough film where I know it's going to go under the dancer bar, I go to the front of the machine because it's easier to access the rest of the threading portion. All right, so we're going to get under here. Now I can access that film. I'm going to pull the film underneath the dancer bar. And then there's the two support rollers here. I'm going to go over the first one. And under the second one. And then there's a little gap between the conveyor and the seal bar here, and I'm gonna kind of slide the film up there. All right, so you can see when I push the film up from underneath, it's tucked in right here. So it's easier to grab it from the corner. So I just grab that and pull up the film. So once I have a good amount of film up here, I'm going to take my top and bottom and put them through the seal head there. And then on the back side here, I'm just going to make sure that they both lay flat and look nice. All right, my film right here looks pretty even. Both of them are flat. So then I'm going to make a seal to weld the two pieces of film together. So once the film's together, we just come over here and hit our head cycle button. And now we're ready to start running production. For our EB50 with the dual film rack feature, another option for threading the film, if you already have a film roll on there, is to splice the film. So the first step with film splicing is if your roll isn't quite out yet, you're going to take a knife or scissors and you're going to cut the first roll of film. All right, so once the film is cut, the next step will be to grab the next film roll here, and we're gonna tape it to this one. So we just use regular masking tape. I like to make sure I have one tape on the top and then I put one on the back side too, just 'cause it's easier to thread it that way. So now we're going to go through the same process that we did on the top, on the bottom. So we're going to cut the film roll, tape it, and then thread it through. All right, so we're gonna pull the film through and then the tape is gonna allow the new roll to travel through the rollers and come out. You wanna make sure that the machine's turned on, otherwise it's not gonna work. So just pull this out. And here's our new roll. Good. The last step then is to put the film behind the seal bar and reseal it so that the top and bottom film is back together. And then once that's done, the film changeover process is complete and you can go back to running production. So you can see with the dual film racks, film splicing makes the changeover time way faster. If you don't know where the film needs to go, we do attach the film thread diagrams for reference here. So this is the single path, which is what we did in the video. And if you wanted the dual path, that's also shown right here. Again, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the film threading video for our EB series. If you need any more information, just visit our website at eastey.com.